I want to talk about some of the continuation breakout trades because we had some of those on Thursday and late Wednesday. We had some continuation breakout trades, and then I was looking for the possibility of more. And you might remember here there's been some adjustment to the new continuation breakout trade, but you'll notice that we had another continuation breakout trade here, for example, on the euro yen. Now on the euro yen, and we were talking about this was the one that we were talking about on Wednesday and Thursday, that continuation breakout trade, which was an extension of, or the continuation of, the previous breakout that we had over here. So earning 50 pips on this trade and not expecting a 150 pip move after non-farm payroll was perfectly acceptable. We needed to lock in profits. We needed to close the position before the market closed for trading. We don't want to hold anything open over the weekend. And then with all of this divergence that we could see here on the 1 hour chart, it was pretty clear that it was pretty overextended, because we've seen numerous continuation breakout trades to the downside over and over and over again for weeks. And as I always say, that eventually it's possible that I could see a continuation sell signal candle and I might be expecting it to move, but if I don't look at the larger time frames like the 4 hour or the daily chart, it might not move that distance of 150 pips. If you don't look at it, it might be running right into major support and then it'll bounce or stall. And you probably are going to be wondering why if you don't stop and take a look at the 4 hour and the daily. So we're always looking at the 4 hour and the daily chart to make sure that we're not holding onto these trades too long. But again, it was okay. And we did pretty much the same thing here with the pound yen on that continuation breakout trade. But again, only 100 pips, not the 250 pip target. It was 100 pips on this one, but obviously it moved a little bit lower. But that's all I was comfortable with, because again, we had seen numerous continuation breakout trades to the downside, and they were reaching their overall extension targets or their expected targets based on the initial continuation breakout trade. So what did we actually do with non-farm payroll on the majors, which was the euro dollar and the dollar Swiss? I'll show you it actually set up an HL30, and this was pretty exciting for a lot of people because they weren't really anticipating this to actually happen. Sorry about that. Let me go to the dollar Swiss. This is the dollar Swiss. The dollar Swiss, again, this was Thursday's resistance. This was Thursday's support level. And after non-farm payroll, it moved right up and hit Thursday's resistance and then formed the reversal signal candle. And we were able to sell this. The entry was 50. I'll go ahead and set it over here just to the right so you can see where 50 is. That's 50 on the close of that candle. The first target was 30 right here, which was also that fulcrum point. And then the second target was 10. Sorry about that, right there. 10. Very little retracement after it hit the second target. So how it works is students, if they want to execute just one lot, they can take one lot and close it at the first target and earn 20 pips, and then they're done. Or they can execute the trade at the initial open of the trade with two lots. They close the first lot at the first target for 20. The second lot continues. We set the second lot that's open at a break-even stop loss. So if price was to come back up here to 2 pips below the entry of 50, so we would have closed the second lot at 0, protecting the profits on the first lot. But that didn't happen here. It only went up as high as about 35. So the second lot remained open, and the second lot went down for an additional 20 pips from the second target. But technically, it's 40 pips from the entry. We get in to sell it at 50, and we close the final second lot at 10. So we earned 40 pips on that second lot. So effectively, if you trade two lots, we earned 60 pips here. So it was 100 pips on the pound yen, 50 pips on the euro yen. We earned 60 pips total here on the dollar Swiss, which was really interesting. And again, as I said, that it was kind of exciting, is that some of the students, the new students in the coaching class, they weren't really too sure. It looked like to them that it was probably going to go much higher than Thursday's high as a result of non-farm payroll. But non-farm payroll was a little bit confusing. They were still trading off of the headline numbers for the most part and still looking at the revisions. There was a lot to consider. But again, it still wasn't trading outside of that range. I wasn't going to expect it to go any further until I see a continuation breakout trade. Otherwise, everything else is potentially just a reversal. I need more confirmation than just seeing price move through the previous day's high by just a few pips. I don't do that with the continuation breakout trade. That's why there's so much safety with the continuation breakout trade, is that we're always waiting for that 1 hour signal candle instead of just watching price move through that high. So again, the opposite was what occurred here on the euro dollar. The euro dollar, Thursday's low, non-farm payroll, tested it, and then created that reversal. That gave us the same opportunity to do the same thing, earning 60 pips here on the euro dollar. So between the euro dollar and the pound dollar, I'm sorry, the euro dollar and the dollar Swiss, there was 120 pips, 60 pips on each. Now again, if you only executed one lot, or for those who did execute just one lot, they took it just to the first 20 pip target here on the euro dollar, and then to the first 20 pip target here on the dollar Swiss. It's either way, whatever you're comfortable with. Nobody has to trade more than what they, their comfort level and what their money management plan requires them to do so. You don't want to overexpose capital. Of course, you're having two open positions here, and then we had those reversal trades on the pound dollar early in the morning, where we earned approximately 40 pips here on this trade here. So that was a total of I said it was 300. It was just over 300 pips, so it was 310 pips for the day. 310 pips for the day just on these currencies at this point. And that's pretty much it. 310 on Friday. We ended up earning almost 800 pips for the whole week.